We had an SLS camera set up in the barn. I had to step away to grab an infrared camera, and while I was away, something occurred, and this is his description of what he saw on the screen. So what happened?
So I just had a blue light come across on the computer screen from about right here, and it kind of fluttered and disappeared right here, right by this. So it kind of came down in this angle.
So a blue light went across the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do an EVP. That was weird.
That was weird.
So as he was explaining the blue ball of light, the Ovilus that was sitting next to him said caught.
Caught. And it says caught. I mean, that's...
Caught. So those are my legs that you see there. I was talking to Charlie and Kelly, and we were just discussing the cameras and the equipment that we were using. So you'll see a cat cross the monitor here in a moment, and right after it crosses, something appears on the right side of the screen. So after returning from the back of the barn, I walked to the front and stand off to the side to see if the SLS camera would capture any stick figures in the back with them. So I was watching the camera monitor in addition to the laptop monitor that has the SLS camera hooked to it. What was interesting about this is that SLS camera ran for about 30 minutes and it never picked up another stick figure on that right side of the screen. So if it was an anomaly with the software or a glitch of some description, you would think that it would reappear, but it never did. So anyway, we found that interesting. So I'll do a side-by-side here of the description that was given earlier concerning the blue ball of light and the stick figure that appeared after I had walked away. And these two events seem to be connected. The blue ball of light ends in the same area of the barn where that stick figure appears.
Wheat.
Wheat. So the Ovilus just said wheat. That occurred earlier in the evening when I was sitting next to the fire. Unprompted, it just came out and said wheat for apparently no good reason. So fast forward about an hour and a half, we're inside the barn with infrared cameras investigating, and we come across this board that has some writing on it. Now, in and of itself, it's a board with writing on it. No big deal. But what was interesting is what was actually written on the board.
Whoa. There's writing on this.
There's writing?
Look at it.
Oh, there is writing on that.
What the
There is writing on that. Is that writing? Or...
Can you actually see writing? Writing. Wow.
White. Wheat. It says wheat. Holy crap.
There was wheat in here.
It says wheat. No shit. Does it really? Doesn't it?
Hold up. You moved.
Does that say wheat?
W. Yes, like in cursive.
It says wheat.
WHEAT. It's like cursive.
Look at that.
You can see the W here, and then it's like a cursive HEAT.
The Ovilus said wheat earlier.
Yeah.
Low. What did it say? Did you just hear it?
Uh-huh.
Low. He was bending down! Oh my god! He was bending down! Alright. So, the Ovilus just said Ron. So we found a board, it's got some markings on it, we're trying to decipher it to see if it says Ron. C. Oh, Ovilus just said something else.
Wrong. C. SEEC.
10.
10.
10.
Dude.
There were 10 things. Yes.
10?
10. T-I-N. 10.
T-I-N?
10. That's 10.
Yeah. 10.
So
What the?
So this is 10.
10, right here, right behind
C.
me.
Ron C. 10.
So while in the barn investigating with infrared cameras, near the board that had wheat written on it, I caught two anomalies, one that moved right to left, another that moved left to right. I didn't see anything beyond what I witnessed in the infrared camera screen, so here's the footage.
There it is. I just saw something else. I just saw right there.
So this was an interesting investigation. We got a number of hits on the Ovilus that seemed to correlate directly with what we were doing and questions that we were asking. In addition to what you see on the video, there was a few other events that occurred off video, and we simply didn't capture them. One was at the end of the evening. I was packing up, and I was wrapping cable up, my XLR cable, and putting it in my truck. And as I walked back to the fire, I forgot I'd left the Ovilus running, and it was sitting on a picnic table next to the fire. And as soon as I got near the Ovilus, it said cable. So again, I mean, that's anecdotal evidence, if you can call it evidence. But it was just something that's strange that occurred. Also, earlier in the evening, we were discussing the orchard. There was an orchard in this area at one point, and obviously the trees are still there. And we were talking about cherries, and I was asking where the cherries were at, and I was told they're above you. I'm like, oh, okay, gotcha. Well, about 2 or 3 minutes later, the Ovilus came back and said above, which, again, kind of find interesting. It's anecdotal, but nevertheless fairly intriguing. So it's things like that occurred pretty much all evening. So this was a fun investigation. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. We'd like to hear what you think about this evidence. If you have any questions, please reach out and let us know. So, Semi-Formal Paranormal. Thanks for watching.